Oh, bother.
Losers, simps, incels, the nice guys who finish last, the ones who deserve the girl but never get her. And also they don't have strong enough jawlines. Although they are smarter than everybody else, they exist in a world dominated by stupid bimbos and chats. And you may think that incels only exist on Reddit, but oh no, ladies and gentlemen, you couldn't be any more wrong. And in fact, I'm going to show you, because this is when the incels get to take back what's theirs. We're doing things a little differently.
Under new management.
Alright, so the first character on this list is Titan from Megamind. Okay, no, not that Titan. This one. Probably the most stereotypical version of incel that we have on this list today. In fact, he even looks like your average Tips Fedora with Riz Redditor. Short in stature with Quasimodo posture. Damn, so this is what Carl Weezer grew up to do.
Oh, that looks great, Carl.
Anyway, in the beginning of the movie, he was the news cameraman for Roxanne Ritchie, the Vicky Vale of the Megamind world, if you will. And my man was absolutely starving, thirsting for a morsel of that news report and coochie.
Spare coochie, ma'am.
My man was trying everything. My man was trying anything to win her over. Talking about some,
if I were Metro Man, Megamind would never steal you on my watch.
Like, yeah, bro, I'm sure that statement is gonna age like fine wine. Dude could not take a hint. Like, I'm telling you, he was worse at taking rejection than Shamik Moore.
B. Miles flirting with Gwen when I'm looking at Haley.
You're looking at it right.
B. Miles trying to get to Gwen, you know what I mean?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell.
But anyway, Megamind learns about Hal after he went undercover as Bernard, and thought, you know what? He'd be a perfect replacement for his recently smoked nemesis, Metro Man. And yes, he's more powerful than Homelander and Omni-Man. Yes, I said it. Megamind is feeling lonely without his old foe, so he decides to plant one of his own, kinda like a Cyberman. So he spends the second act of the movie pretending to be his Jor-El.
He copied my whole fucking flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
He gives him this whole chopped-ass backstory and gives him superpowers, puts him through a rocky training montage, and convinces him that if he were to become a hero, he would finally be able to secure the heart of Roxanne and make him her ball once and for all.
I'm not your ball? So you gonna tell me I'm not your ball?
However, this plan backfires severely when Titan pulls up on Roxanne and still gets rejected, because he almost kills her like 4 times in 30 seconds, showing us exactly why he only looks like a hero and is still not one on the inside. Even as the superhero of this verse, this man still has zero aura. Once he reveals himself to her, she obviously wants nothing to do with him, and he crashes out. Yup, this is the catalyst. This is what he uses to decide he's gonna use his powers for evil. And nah, hold up. This man stole bags of cash, looking like Mr. Monopoly. He stole giant surround sound speakers. Like, bro, your room is not rolling loud. It's not that serious. An entire ATM machine, an arcade cabinet straight out of Dave & Buster's, and a bike. So in a last-ditch effort, Megamind tries to get Titan to fight him by confessing to all his secret identities. And this only makes things worse. Megamind thinks he's going to the big house, but Titan has something else in mind.
I'll kill you!
After they squabble across the entire city, he tries to fry Megamind's blue cranium like Homelander. After he escapes, Titan takes over the city and starts torching it like the evil Invincibles.
Who's gonna stop me? Who gonna stop me?
This man was running amok in the city and nobody could stop him, not even Megamind. That is until Metro Man, from out of nowhere, arrives to stop him. Yeah, so it turns out he faked his own death kinda like Tupac, or in his own words,
my death was greatly exaggerated.
So Metro Man low diffs Titan, and he ends his story in jail. No powers, no huzz, and no freedom. Forced to hit emotes in maximum security forever. So even though he might have looked like a Giga Chad, he was still a measly simp on the inside all along. Well, who's next on the list? So this next one is from the movie Chronicle. His name is John Andrew. Now at a glance, he's your stereotypical high school nerd. And I'm not gonna lie, this man has a pretty shitty life. His mom is dying, his dad beats him like Omni-Man beats Mark, he's a definition of scaring the huzz away because he's a weirdo, and he gets bullied like Tobey Maguire and OG Spider-Man. And he's pretty much a complete shut-in who uses vlogging as an outlet. He's got a cousin who tries to look out for him, named Matt, but he noticed his cousin didn't get a fade in like 5 months, and his skin is paler than Nosferatu.
Nosferatu!
So he invites him to a party, and after heavy consideration, Andrew decides to hit the function. And it goes about as well as you expect it to. He tries to rizz up this girl at the party, but her man is right around the corner ready to play defense. I'm talking Hall of Fame chase down artist. So after he super soaks his camera, Andrew goes outside and this is where we meet Adonis Creed. No, I'm sorry, I mean Steve. No, not that Steve. This one. He's pretty much the opposite of Andrew in every way. He's the most popular kid in school like Nick from Jimmy Neutron.
Well, how about next time you get a board that can handle the Neutron style? Later,
And being the cool guy that he is, he invites him to check out something cool with him and his cousin Matt. So they head on over to the giant mine that they found in the biome. Obviously they're trying to mine diamonds. So they go down into Y12 and that's where they find a full diamond vein. But something goes wrong. Horribly wrong.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, in case you haven't caught on yet, this is where they get their powers. And they start moving shit around with telekinesis like Alakazam or Jedi Masters or with the Force or something. And at first they're pretty much just using it to try to fuck with Karens at Target. That is until Andrew almost literally murders a guy when he sends him off the road.
That escalated quickly.
After that, they come up with some fairy godparent type rules. They learn how to fly, and Andrew uses his powers at the talent show to get the golden buzzer from Simon Cowell. Everyone is loving his performance and begins to glaze accordingly.
Glaze me, glaze me, glaze me.
And this is an absolute rush. Andrew has never felt this good before. Pause, that sounded crazy.
What do you mean by that?
And he even finessed the redhead huz? Like, nah, you bagged chopped Scarlet from Mortal Kombat? He fumbled her horrifically, of course, and gets mad at his homies because of it.
Get out! Get out!
Back at his house, his old man found his camera, and he's pissed. They get into a fight with Andrew using his powers and flying off. Later, Steve, pulls up on Andrew trying to talk him off a ledge. Or out the sky, I guess? But he strikes him with lightning like Zeus does to Kratos, thus leaving Steve, dead. He's upset for like 2 minutes about killing Steve, then starts typing a literal manifesto, addressing himself as an apex predator and the king of the jungle.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
And we see him only growing more and more powerful. And they still expect you to try and feel sorry for him because his mom is dying. So he uses that as an excuse to commit petty robbery and turn into Anakin Skywalker on Mustafar. While he's in the recovery chamber, his mom dies. Kinda like Eren Yeager's. His dad blames him for it, and Andrew takes this really well. Matt's spidey sense is telling him that something is wrong with Andrew, and he rushes to the scene. In a matter of minutes, Andrew tries to kill his father, crash helicopters, and tries to kill Matt and find shit. They start going at it like Sonic and Shadow flying around using their infinity like Gojo. Matt gets him knocked, but he keeps force pushing all the cops away. In this blind rampage and still causing destruction, Matt has an Optimus Prime moment.
You'll never stop at one.
Realizing that his cousin Andrew will never stop unless he stops him himself permanently. So Matt hits Andrew with a stage fatality and turns this man into a shish kebab, thus ending Andrew's short-lived kill streak, just one shy of an AC 130.
Enemy IC 130 above.
We're going to pay a visit to a classic anime sci-fi action film, Akira. No, not that Akira, RIP though. We're heading off into Neo Tokyo, basically Gotham City on Compound V. This is post-World War III in the distant future of 2019. Wait till you see what happens in 2020. After a literal psychic nuke was detonated by this boy, Akira. Look, this movie is super confusing, I'm not gonna lie to you. But just know that basically the world has gone completely to shit, and the world is running rampant with drugs, hookers, biker gangs, evil businessmen, clowns. This place has everything. And also zombie kids with psychic powers. I know, like I said, this movie is confusing. But we got two main characters. We got Canada.
I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, girl.
Kaneda and Tetsuo. Remember the biker gangs I was telling you about? Well, they're in one. And Canada. Kaneda is the leader, and he's basically this super strong and confident guy. Women want him, men want to be him, and no other man wants to be him more than Tetsuo. Like, he gives serious Glaze in the group leader vibes.
Like this. Wham! Boom, bro. I'm not gonna lie, he did. I'm not gonna lie, you did knock him out. You did knock him out.
But they have a really close relationship, and in a world like this, only the strong survive. Tetsuo knows this because Tetsuo is, well, not strong. This man has been trying to get into the salty spittoon for years, but had to settle for Weenie Hut Juniors. Nobody really takes Tetsuo seriously, and this gives him a serious inferiority complex, kinda like Vegeta. So much so that Tetsuo tries to copy anything Kaneda does and acts like his clone. He tries to ride Kaneda's bike, but he can't, and in a very nice way, Kaneda Kaneda tells him,
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
in fact, he's in a gang and he gets his ass beat really bad. Like, he got packed out beyond belief, looking like Batman was about to say, "Now talk." And you see, this is a lot of the reason why Tetsuo is the damsel in distress, who everybody looks at as a weakling, while Kaneda is the exact opposite. Now, this starts off as a small jealousy, maybe even admiration, but it slowly devolves into a cynical hatred for Kaneda and the world around him. See, Tetsuo thinks if he was a little more powerful, everything would be better. So one fateful night, Tetsuo goes on a chase through the city. He knows he's not supposed to, and he crashes into an escaped psychic child who the government was keeping captive. Kinda like Gen V. This is when he obtains his latent psychic powers, and let's just say his abilities are extremely powerful. He gets captured by the government and they proceed to experiment on him. But the truth is, Tetsuo's powers have grown far stronger than anyone can imagine. So much so that Tetsuo starts killing guards left and right, and he tries to get to the actual body parts of Akira, kinda like the Kamidogu from Mortal Kombat. And now that Tetsuo has the power he desired, he starts having delusions of grandeur. He views himself as a god.
I am a god!
However, he is stopped by the true god of the story, Akira. Now, obviously, this power proves too much to handle because at the end of the day, Tetsuo was still the same person on the inside, right down to begging Kaneda to save him, while Akira decided Tetsuo had become too great of a threat. So he decides to wipe out Tetsuo and make him look like Dave Blunt's, with Tetsuo being used as the bomb to blow himself up. Like, bro, you are not Perfect Cell after he coughed up 18. In the end, proving once again that it's really who you are on the inside and not on the outside that matters. I mean, even Gojo was the strongest. We saw how that worked out for him. So there you have it. Just a couple of times that nerds or incels got their revenge in a real way. If you made it this far in the video, as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment down below some of your favorite losers who got their revenge. But that's pretty much all I got for today. See you in the next one.